Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly forecast for July 27th through August 2nd. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead with this lovely oracle deck here. And then we're going to pull a money affirmation for you guys from this deck here. And we're going to jump right on in here with our little mermaid ocean theme for the summer. See what's going on for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Alrighty, my darlings. So without further ado, let's jump right on in here and see what we've got going on. So first and foremost, I just dropped the cards. Excuse me. We have sacrifice. It says there are those worth making. There are those that will destroy you. Leo, I know this is like a scary looking card, but I'm actually very excited to see it for you because it's confirming an ongoing theme you guys have been having in your readings about how a lot of you have been waking up to how much you've been doing for other people and how much you've been shortchanged in the process. That seems to come up for you guys an awful lot lately. I've seen it come up for Leos coming to me for private readings. I've seen it come up for the weekly forecasts, and it was even in your love reading for July that a lot of you are beginning to make adjustments, and you're realizing that, how loving you can be, and you're also realizing and seeing ways in which others have taken advantage. Now, keep in mind in this weekly forecast, in the weekly forecasts, I'm focusing on more so career, family life, spirituality, things of this nature. I try to keep love and romance separate. I'll do a monthly love reading, and then in the weekly I focus on all the other areas of life. So you guys are really beginning to pay attention to what you want personally in your life. And so you might be continuing this theme that you guys have had in terms of setting healthier boundaries with the people around you. And then even like looking at her face or her facial expression, she just looks to me like she's so over it. She's so completely over it. Kind of like somebody just said something and she's like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, are you serious right now? Like, that's what her face looks like to me. So some of you might be kind of setting somebody straight in the coming week, or you might be explaining to somebody that you're just you're over it. You're over how much you've been doing. You're over how much you've been jumping through hoops. And some of you, I do feel this is in terms of like career, that you've been maybe sacrificing a lot to a career or to like upholding a certain image. And you're beginning to really kind of realize other things you'd rather be doing. If it's not career, it could be another area of your life. But I feel like you're realizing what you'd rather be doing, and that you just don't want to be upholding other people's expectations or rushing to everybody else's rescue or whatever it might be. You're waking up to what you'd rather be doing instead of what you have been doing. And what a lot of you have been doing has been upholding and taking care of everybody but yourself. So that's not going to be an issue for you anymore because you're cutting that out. Wow. All right. So this is, I swear to you, this is a happy deck, or it has a lot of happy cards, but your first two cards right off the gate are very like heavy energy. Not bad. It's not a bad thing. This is all good, because when we get in touch with our heavier emotions, this is when we start making change, right? It pushes us to make change. So the second card here is experiments, manipulation of nature, forcing change. It says cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge and arrogance. Now, I have a double meaning here, Leo, okay? On one aspect, because you guys are tired of the sacrifices that you've been making, and a lot of them going unappreciated. Some of you might, in that anger, allow it to get the best of you, or this is kind of a heads up, like don't let the anger get the best of you, to where we start to look down on other people or put them down like they're beneath us and they're not worth our time and they're like absolute garbage. Like, you don't want to go to that extreme either. But I feel for the majority of you, and it's my genuine belief, I feel the majority of you are taking this anger and this frustration and you're using it to create what you want in your life as opposed to destroying, right? You might be setting some boundaries. You might be, excusing certain people or situations from your life. And when I say excusing, I don't mean excusing in terms of like making excuses for them and accepting them. I mean excuse in terms of dismiss. So maybe I should just say dismiss. You might be dismissing certain people or situations from your life, but then you're taking that anger and you're using it to shape and mold and form what you want in your life moving forward. Okay? Anger is an emotion that can scare a lot of people, but if we use it correctly, it can be very beneficial, very constructive, and very helpful, right? It can be a healthy thing to take and to channel into making positive change in our life. Your next card here, Leo. See, here we are. It says conchomancy. Conchomancy. I know I'm not saying it correctly. And so this says seashell divination, wisdom of seashells. Now, this is maybe a very, 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 very specific art, right? Keep in mind this is a mermaid theme. So instead of cartomancy, it's going to say conchomancy. I don't know if many of you are going to gravitate towards using seashells to do divination. You might be gravitating towards the ocean or towards the water, or you might be collecting shells or feeling drawn to shells. But more so, and the deeper aspect of this card is a lot of you might be really, really, really connecting with your intuition. Okay, you might be starting to get into cards. You might start getting into like reading tea leaves or coffee grounds or whatever it is you're feeling drawn to. You might begin practicing ways in which you're connecting with your intuition and finding messages or guidance for yourself through connecting with your intuition. I will give you a little bit of advice for anybody that you feel drawn to the cards or you feel drawn to doing readings for yourself, whether you are using runes or oracle cards or tarot cards or crystals or whatever you're doing, right? I even said tea leaves. Whatever you're using, there's so many different forms of divination. I would just give you a piece of advice, Leo. Try to not sit down to read for yourself when you're in a heightened emotional state, and heightened emotional state can be positive too. Like, you could be super happy and super excited about something, or you could be in a heightened emotional state in the sense of being very sad or angry or furious about a situation. Try not to do your readings for yourself when you're in that energy, because you can get a lot of false readings because of the energy that's emanating. You're gonna attract through energy. So when you're trying to read for yourself, it's best to read from a neutral space. Like, if you can disconnect yourself from the reading and act as if though you were reading for a stranger or somebody you didn't really know that well, like if you could like distance yourself from it, you can get much more accurate readings for yourself. So I just want to put that out there for anybody who is feeling tempted or guided or interested in gravitating towards any kind of divination. It can be very helpful. It can be very, very helpful. Your next card here, Leo, is yearning. So again, I said I don't really focus on love and relationship in the weeklies. However, there's a way in which this can be relating to other areas of your life, and I will get into it in just a moment here. So it says longing for someone, undesired separation, pining. Okay, now this is like a very romance novel cover here. So some of you could be kind of lusting or pining away from for somebody. Some of you could be meeting a significant soulmate or person that you have this desire for. However, this is what I want to say. Some of you are like, nope, I'm not interested, and I don't want that. I don't want to have that situation, or I'm taking a break from people, or I just want to focus on myself. I want you guys to understand why this is happening for some of you. Sometimes when we're trying to manifest and we're trying to create, we get a little bit blocked, right? We get a little bit blocked, and spirit tries to kind of poke us a little bit and have situations come up where like we're getting frustrated or we're getting fed up or we're getting angry. So now it can motivate us to make change. And then sometimes what do? We're like, oh, well, I don't want to be angry about it. I'm just going to, keep busy. I'm going to distract myself. And sometimes we push it down and we don't allow ourselves to use that gift of the fed up feelings to make change. So it begins to become difficult for us to manifest because we're putting our fire out. We're putting our emotions out. So sometimes when we're feeling very lackluster in our life, or when we're feeling very stagnant and just nothing seems to be changing, nothing seems to be happening, we might have certain soulmates that come in whose purpose is to light our fire again. We need to be alive again. We need to have that fire burning in us again. And that gives us the desire and the motivation to move forward. It gives us the desire to desire, the want to want something. And we need that in order to manifest. We can't manifest without desire. So it's kind of like, like an old furnace or an old oven where the pilot light goes out and somebody's got to come in with like a special lighter and light it again so that you can have the heat, so that you can, get the benefit from it. And so that might be happening for some of you. And if you would prefer to skip somebody coming into your life for the purpose of lighting that fire, you can avoid it by allowing yourself to be in touch with your emotions, to be in touch with your feelings, to allow yourself to feel and recognize your frustration and anger, or your passion, or your desire, or your ambition, instead of, saying, oh, well, this feels uncomfortable, let me ignore it, let me push it down. You can maybe avoid this kind of situation with another person. Now, again, some of you might be all for it. You might be like, hey, I wouldn't mind a little bit of romance. And if that's the case, my darlings, go for it, go for it, go for it. So we're going to see what your affirmation is here for finances and for money. And as always, I encourage you guys. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday. I should have said that first. I don't know why I didn't say it in the beginning. Happy birthday to you, Leo. I do encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. They might be a little bit more helpful. Or if you'd like a private reading, you can schedule through the Calendly link. So we have patience is kind of like the key word, and we'll look at the affirmation right now. And with the patience card, I think what happens is, like I said, some of you are getting kind of angry or frustrated. So take that anger, put it to use, but also don't allow your feelings to get so out of control to where you're getting frustrated or you're like, it needs to happen now, because things do take time to shift and change. But your affirmation here is, I am patient, persistent, and disciplined in pursuing my goals. Okay. Now, if you do like working with archangels, if you're feeling guided to incorporate angels in your life, and you're trying to do something here with manifesting or reaching a certain goal or creating real solid lasting change in your life and overcome obstacles, I think Archangel Uriel is excellent to work with. Archangel Uriel helps shine light on situations. Archangel Uriel helps us to overcome obstacles quickly and effortlessly, or at least seemingly effortlessly. And so he's really great for giving us that stamina, helping us get through, helping us, do what needs to be done. And that good old fashioned stick to itiveness, so that might be a good archangel to call in for some of you. Alrighty, my darlings. So there's a great little affirmation. Affirmations are great to say out loud and to do them daily. I'd recommend doing it the first thing in the morning, right when you wake up, and the last thing at night, right before you go to bed. It kind of helps to plant that thought in your brain in like kind of an automatic autopilot kind of way, and that can be very helpful. Alrighty, Leo, again, check out your moon, sun, and rising sign videos. If you haven't checked out your love videos for July or your channeled angel messages for July, those are linked in the description, and the ones for August will be up very soon as well. So if you subscribe and hit notification, you'll get a notice when the love readings and the channeled messages and all the weekly videos get posted. Alrighty, my dears, and don't forget to check out the daily messages on Instagram and Facebook. Take care. Bye, Leo.